and beginning with Moses and all the prophets, he explained to them what was said in all the scriptures concerning himself.
Shalom, children. Today we are going to be taking a deeper look at this week's Torah portion to see where it speaks of Yeshua Ha'Mashiach. We are in the book of Shemot. The parashah this week is called Bo, which in Hebrew means come or go. The people of Egypt didn't know whether they were coming or going as the plagues fell upon them. But the children of Israel knew it was time for them to go. Let's hear a summary of the parashat. The last 3 plagues come upon Mitzrayim. A swarm of locusts devours all the crops and greenery. A thick darkness covers the land, and all the firstborn of Mitzrayim are killed at the stroke of midnight. Adonai instructs the children of Israel, from now on, this month will be the first month of the year for them. On the 10th day, they are to take a lamb without blemish from amongst the herds. On the 14th day of the month, the lamb is to be slaughtered, and the blood sprinkled onto the doorposts and lintels of every home. When Adonai sees the blood, he will Pesach over those homes and protect them when the destroyer comes to smite the firstborn in the land of Mitzrayim. Adonai tells them the roasted meat is to be eaten that night, together with unleavened bread and bitter herbs. The death of the firstborn finally breaks Pharaoh's resistance. He drives the children of Israel out from his land. They depart so quickly that there is no time for their dough to rise. Before they go, they ask their Egyptian neighbors for garments, silver and gold, which they give them, thus fulfilling the promise made to Abraham that his descendants would leave Mitzrayim with great wealth. The children of Israel are then commanded to consecrate all firstborn from both man and beast. They are to observe the anniversary of the Exodus each year by removing all leaven from their homes for 7 days. They are to eat unleavened bread and tell the story of their redemption to their children. Yeshua said, "If you believed Moshe, you would believe me, because he wrote about me." So let's dig a bit deeper to see if we can find Yeshua in the scriptures. Are you afraid of the dark? Perhaps you prefer to sleep with a night light on in your room. When the 9th plague struck Mitzrayim, even the toughest Egyptian would have been afraid. You see, there was darkness like never before. Adonai had told Moshe, "Stretch out your hand toward heaven, that there may be darkness over the land of Egypt, darkness which may even be felt." And there was darkness in all the land for 3 days. They did not see one another, nor did anyone rise from his place. Children, what a terrible experience this must have been for the Egyptians. But it wasn't so for the Hebrews, for we read, "All the children of Israel had light in their dwellings." Now you may be wondering, what was that light? And why did the Israelites have light in their homes and the Egyptians not? Well, we learn from the book of Bereshit that light originally came from Elohim. In the very beginning he said, "Let there be light," and there was light. Many years later, when the children of Israel were in the wilderness, Adonai went before them by night in a pillar of fire to give them light. King David said, "Adonai is my light and my salvation," and "Your word is a lamp to guide my feet and a light for my path." So the light which the Hebrews experienced in their lives was coming from Adonai. Yeshua, who is the Word made flesh, said, "Everyone practicing evil hates the light and does not come to the light, lest his deeds should be exposed." We can learn from the scriptures those who walk in the ways of Adonai have light to guide their paths. But those who do not serve Adonai live in great darkness. Yeshua said, "I am the light of the world. He who follows me shall not walk in darkness, but have the light of life." Have you ever heard the expression, "the straw that broke the camel's back"? It is normally used to describe several things that happen to someone that cause them to snap. Well, it was certainly the final straw for Pharaoh when the 10th plague struck Mitzrayim. He was so distraught with the death of the firstborn, he hurried the children of Israel out of the land. But before the destroyer came through Egypt, Adonai had given Moshe instructions for his people to obey. In order for them to survive the coming plague, they had to do several things. The events that would take place were a very clear shadow picture of Yeshua, and the pattern put in place to make redemption available to all of us. The households that chose to serve the true Elohim and not the false gods of Egypt listened and obeyed the word. First, they were told to take a lamb for each household. In time, Yeshua would be known as the Lamb. We read when Yochanan was baptizing the people, he saw Yeshua coming towards him and said, "Behold the Lamb of Adonai, who takes away the sin of the world." The Israelites were then told to slaughter the lamb and apply its blood to the doorposts of their homes. Adonai said, "The blood shall be a sign for you on the houses where you are. And when I see the blood, I will Pesach over you, and the plague shall not be on you to destroy you when I strike the land of Egypt." To Pesach is rather like a mother bird fluttering over her chicks in the nest, protecting them from harm. What is interesting is when Yeshua wept over Yerushalayim and her coming judgment, he said, "How often I have longed to gather your children together, as a hen gathers her chicks under her wings." Adonai had then told Moshe, "Your lamb shall be without blemish." Without blemish in Hebrew is tamim, which means perfect or complete. When we read the account of Yeshua being arrested, we learn he was inspected by Pilate, who declared, "I find no fault in him." He had also added, "Neither has Herod, for he sent him back to us. As you can see, he has done nothing to deserve death." The taught one, Shimon Kifar, would later write to the believers telling them, "You were ransomed, not with silver or gold, but with the precious blood of Mashiach, a lamb without blemish." So we can now understand that the lamb slaughtered in Egypt is a type and shadow of Yeshua and his willingness to lay down his life so judgment passes over us and we can enter into the promised land, life everlasting. Well, children, that is the end of our study for today. So we will see you next time when we search the scriptures together. Shalom.
Yahweh, I know you are near, standing always at my side. You guard me from the foe and you lead me in ways everlasting. You have searched my heart, and you know when I sit and when I stand. Your hand is upon me, protecting me from death.